live, okay? But I'm just gonna go to black for a minute.
welcome everyone, and a special welcome to all of our new families. I'm going to spend a little bit of time this morning just talking about our visitor policy. There has been some changes to it, and for newer families, I'm not sure you've had time to read the policy. It is rather long. It's now 39 pages, but I'll just hit the highlights and what the changes have been. It's been fairly quiet over the winter months in terms of ministry sending out directives, but I do have a little bit of good news. Visitors no longer need to show proof of vaccine. In fact, visitors do not need to be vaccinated when they come to visit their family or their loved one. There are, however, some IPAC, or that's infection prevention and control, protocols that would be in place for family members that are not vaccinated. You would need to follow these protocols in order to visit your family. So it would mean that you would have to wear a mask and a visor. You would only be allowed to go to the residence room. You would not be allowed to walk around the home. If you're in with the resident and you need something, rather than wandering around and looking for a staff person, please use the resident's badge and press that so that a staff member can come and assist you with whatever you need. And then when you're leaving, please just exit the building and don't stop by and talk to other people. So that's new. Um, and again, you need to be in the room. Now, visitors who are fully vaccinated can come and visit their family member. And if they choose to take their mask off in the room, they are allowed to do so, or they could eat with a family member, but it would need to be in the room. So those are some of the differences. Let me just quickly go through this, just hit the highlights. Again, you don't have to schedule your visit. However, between 4:30 and 6 o'clock, the screener is here from 6 a.m. till 4:30. So you have no problems coming in, and that's 7 days a week. However, from 4:30 to 6, the staff are very busy doing a med pass and helping the residents with their dinner. So if you choose to come between 4:30 and 6, you may have to wait a long time before someone responds to the white buzzer that you need to push. So I would suggest that if you're visiting in the evening, please come after 6 p.m. when the staff are able to hear the buzzer and are able to come and screen you in. We still require full screening, and we're still doing the rapid antigen tests as you come into the building. It is catching people who are asymptomatic with COVID. So in the last week and a half, we've had 4 people who felt fine, came in, and were surprised to find that they tested positive. So I do feel it's really working based on the fact that our last outbreak was in October of 2022. I think this particular measure is having great success. And I thank you for your cooperation with it. Um,
Question and answer part.
then,
There's a lot of questions.
oh, sorry,
Just
I
remind
can't.
me- Just remind me for the new-
So, sorry.
For the new people.
Oh, yes, sorry. So for new families, you can put your question or concern in the chat area, and at the end of my meeting, I will be happy to answer any questions. Although you can come in and not be vaccinated, as per best practice and as per our medical community, it is advised that people continue to get their necessary vaccinations. Just a reminder that if we were to go in outbreak, nothing has changed in terms of our policies. you would only be allowed one person at a time to visit the resident if they were in the affected area or if they had COVID. Um, Again, everybody who comes into the building must pass screening. And I think, and so I am going to send this policy out to you. We just have a few more, we just have to check it to make sure it's exactly the way we want it. I will send it out to you. And there is, in the appendix, there are what would be considered visitor restrictions. So you can certainly take a look at that. And the policy runs to about page 19. The rest of the policy are various appendices which you might find useful. If you have any questions about our policy in regards to visiting, please put it in the chat or contact me or Marnie Lloyd is our IPAC lead. You would be able to get in touch with her. We're now allowing pets into the home. You must provide proof of vaccination for your pets prior to them coming into the home. So we need to have them documented before you bring your pet into the home. And we have pet therapy going on at the home, which is really the residents really enjoy. So when you come in, you may notice the large TVs that have been put up. We just finished completing the final phase of our nurse call bell system upgrade. And we discovered while we were doing that the plasma TVs interfered with the radio sensors that we have in the ceilings. So we had to get rid of the plasma TVs. And we thought we had some money left over in minor capital. So I was able to buy 75-inch TVs. I thought they were large when they came in, but when they put them up on the walls, they don't look that big because our walls are so big. So the residents are thrilled. They're very happy that they have a big screen TV. And in some of the areas, we've actually moved where we put it. So when you're in next time, take a look. The residents are quite pleased. I just want to thank everyone again who was affected by the flood. The residents were amazingly patient and the families were very supportive. And we thank you for that. We were able to upgrade the flooring in the rooms that were affected by the flood, and they now match the flooring in the hallway. So it might happen in increments where when we have some money or the opportunity, we hope to be able to replace the flooring in the residents' rooms. And it looks really, really nice. So those 6 rooms, that's a beginning for us. Just an update on our HVAC system and for the new families, we received money from the Ministry of Health to upgrade our heating, ventilation, and air conditioning units, which are located mostly on the roof. And most of that work is sort of going to be there's been work behind the scenes, obviously, but most of the heavy lifting will begin in April. There will be cranes on the property. We have submitted a work plan to the Ministry of Health, which is required whenever we do some kind of work that affects the lives of our residents. So that's been passed, and so we have a plan in place as to how this will happen to least affect the residents and to keep the residents, the staff, and the families safe. So you'll probably see a lot more of that in April, and I will certainly, once I have more details, share that with you. So I just have a little blurb here from Pastor Donna in relation to the Family Council. So prior to COVID, we did have a Family Council. And it was decided it needed to be dissolved during, the family members decided they would dissolve it during COVID. And now that we can come back in person and have meetings. The home would like to see, an active family council happening again. So Dawn has written a few things here. Family Council of Ontario speaks to the benefits of each long-term care home having a family council. Here's a brief overview from the Family Councils of Ontario organization. Um, a healthy and vibrant family council reflects this vision statement. This is from Family Council Ontario. You are not alone. We have welcomed many new residents to our family home, home, and have blessed to begin building relationships with the extended families. A very strong encouragement to consider forming a new family council at BRHD. If you're interested in being a part of the family council, please reach out to Donna Perkis as she will facilitate the establishment of the family council. So I will also put her little um, blurb in with my email to you with the new um, visitor policy. We've also decided to establish pastoral services in a more formal way. So Donna will, beginning in April, Donna will have a set schedule of when activities by her, and I shouldn't say activities really, it's church and Bible study and hymn sing. And then she does have um, other things that she's doing, which is interacting with residents and families and having small groups. So that will be a separate calendar to the activity calendar, and it should, for most part, stay the same every month. So it's more of a standalone. It's now going to be a standalone service that we provide to our residents, as we feel spiritual services are very, very important for people at this stage of their life. Just to let you know that Dietary Services has been looking for ways to improve the dining experience for our residents. So we met with the residents and they talked about some of the things they wanted. So we purchased some caddies to hold different condiments like hot sauce, HP sauce, the kind of thing that they never get offered because I don't know why, but they don't. And now the staff will be able to go around with a caddy, and all of the condiments that the residents have asked for specifically will be in the caddy, so that they're able to enjoy the meals the way they used to before they moved into the home. We're also going to be using color coded placemats. And because we have so many new staff and agency staff, we thought this will assist the staff in knowing what texture type food a resident should be receiving. So those who are getting minced or pureed or regular or cut up would all have different colored placemats, which they would continue to have every day. And this will be a prompt for the staff to know that this person is having pureed, this person's having minced, etc. And there will be more things that they're going to be doing to try to improve the the experience of the residents in the dining room. And I just close on our biggest struggle is staffing. Um, Last year, we used so many agency staff. We had some money that we sort of diverted to pay for the agency staff. We don't expect to receive that money this year. So now we're looking at some of the new positions that we created. If we can't fill them with our own staff, we are not going to fill them with agency because we can't afford to. So I know that the number of minutes that residents were receiving care had increased. It's not going to go, it may go down a little. It won't go down past what it was previously while we try to figure out what we're going to do about staffing. And just to let you know, in terms of union negotiations, which are a year and a half late, it now looks like we're going to arbitration because we were not able to meet the union's demands. Again, we're a small home. Um, we're not able to compete with the larger homes. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but arbitration seems to be the way we're going at this point. So I think that's really all I have to share with you. I just wanted to be sure that I, kept my word and said I would meet with you every couple of months. So as I've said, there's not a lot happening, but I have a feeling after my meeting today that a lot of things are going to start happening with the ministry as the spring comes along and changes will be made. So I will open it up for any questions that anybody may have. If you don't want to ask now, please email me later. I'll take a look. And there's nothing. So I'll just give you a minute to think of any questions that you might have. Is there anybody home? I'll just give you a minute.
15 seconds behind.
Is there anyone watching? I just want to say thank you to Amy, who's interpreting today remotely, not feeling 100%, but still there for us. So thanks, Amy. Oh, have you heard when unvaccinated people will be allowed into the home? Well, so yes. So the question is, have I heard when unvaccinated people will be allowed into the home? So as I mentioned earlier in the meeting, unvaccinated people can now come into the home. I talked about how you would need to follow our PPE protocol, which means that if you're unvaccinated and you're coming to visit, you have to wear a mask and a visor at all times. You can only go to the residence room. You must stay in there. You're not allowed to walk around the home. If you need assistance, press the nurse call badge that the resident is wearing. And when you're leaving, please exit the building immediately. So I hope that answers your question. Somebody saying thanks very much for all you do. I will let the staff know. Thank you. Thank you for your acknowledgement. It's appreciated.
So you can remind them if it's on, on the Rumble page, they can review it.
So for those of you who are here, just to remind you that this is on the Rumble page and you can review this meeting if you have.
Rumble YouTube channel.
Sorry, Rumble YouTube channel. If you jumped in the middle of this meeting, you can go back and see it all. It is recorded.
No, it's caught up.
Another message, thank you. We are all grateful for your efforts. It's our pleasure. We work here because we want to. So if there are no more comments, I will end our meeting. Thank you for attending. Thank you for your support. And if you have any questions or concerns, please, my door is open. I'm happy to talk with you, happy to work through something with you if you have some issues. Consider the family council and have a great day. Did you end that before she finished interpreting?